We're on top. We're on top. We're strong. United. Your time is up.
Welcome to the show. You are watching Let's Talk right here on Ebru TV. It is Talk That Talk Thursday, aka Thirsty Thursday, and I am super excited to be on the table with you here with you today. Make sure you go ahead and interact with us on our social media, Ebru TV Kenya, everywhere except for Facebook, which is Ebru TV KE. Hit us up on Twitter, okay, using the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk, and let us know what exactly is happening this December right now. What are your December plans? Because I'm seeing as if Drinkcember has been activated. I may or may not have already participated in it last night. I may or may not be suffering the consequences of participating in it. But you know what? We're making memories. That's what I always tell myself. Whenever I'm doing crazy things and I'm acting all wild and crazy, I'm just like, we're making memories. We're serving memories for the next day and to be able to talk about. Because you need to talk about these things, But for now, it's your girl, Ayuma Kaguli, simply Ayuma on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Now, Ayuma has been telling me the same thing for the past couple of days. And the thing is, Kathomi, you cannot start a diet in December. It makes no sense. But you know what? I have decided that I'm going to try and embark on this diet. And I will try and do this weight loss thing for myself.
When?
Because I am ready.
When?
And next week, starting next week, you guys, you're going to be seeing on my social media pages everything I'm doing. I will tell you what meals I am having morning to evening, unlike today when I had viazika rice. But you know what? It is life. Another thing that I'm really excited about, you guys, is my hair. Like, I'm just saying, reality is reality. I'm looking good. And I hope you're looking good as well and feeling amazing and confident because today is an amazing day. It's a Thirsty Thursday. You're supposed to be feeling like your best self. You know what? 0777-672-230 is the number to hit us up on. And do not forget, Twitter, hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. We are about to have an amazing show, okay? Amazing. Kathomi on all social media platforms.
Unlike Kathomi and Ayuma, I am on a diet. I am on day 3 of my diet. I am doing so well. The only thing remaining is for me to start on my exercises. That's the only thing that's pending. But anyway, I'm loving it so far. What excites me the most about December is that it's my daughter's birthday actually on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to spending some mommy time with her, having a girl's date out, I think. And then I'm also looking forward to spending more time with family and friends in the little weeks that are remaining of December and the last of 2020. But for tonight, let's have some fun on That Talk. Well, yeah, we're going to be having some fun. Washikeka on all social media handles.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be having some fun. I want to know, what have you just done, Kathomi? The things that go on over here behind the scenes are insane. If you spotted what Miss Kathomi just did right now, go ahead and send us a message. The WhatsApp number 0777-672-230. But clearly we're having such an amazing show, and the hot topics are going to be even hotter.
They are heated. I'm telling you, it is piping, it is hot, it is steaming. And among those stories are Otile Brown actually speaking about this whole jealousy and supporting Kenyan artists. And trust me, it is not what you expect. We've got Kambua sharing her annoying things about pregnant women, or the annoying thing about women saying she's pregnant. We still have King Kalala talking about the offensive statement that she put out saying fat people are careless. I am offended. And finally, we've got Betty Bayo talking about women again. She's happy for women. I mean, on Hot Talk, you guys, let's go.
We're on top.
I am telling you, the things that are happening behind the scenes are killing me. I am just going to be laughing the whole time. Anyway, we've got Otile Brown speaking about the advice. Yesterday, in fact, we had a very heated conversation about supporting Kenyan music and all the things that Octopizzo has been trying to get people to listen to Otile Brown because of his amazing music, his long list of amazing songs. And he decided, you know what, I am tired of people talking for me. I am going to speak for myself. And this is what he had to say. So he said, support who you like, support what you like. Music has no boundaries. Jealousy is a sign of weakness, and it ain't for us. If you ain't popping, you just ain't. Even if you try and bring your competition down, you can never force people to like your stuff. I've got nothing but love for every single artist, even foreign artists. might poke them sometimes, but that's nothing personal. This is just entertainment. Now, this is the part that makes me excited. He says, just because we're being vouched for just because we're being vouched for in these complaints does not mean that we feel or think the same way. Ooh. Our brother deserves what he deserves it. He works for it, and I have respect for all artists regardless of what music they sing. It makes money, it makes sense. Do you? Let's stop whining and let's stop whining. Ukibuma tunarudi jikoni. For our media, keep supporting us. Only with these, not only just us, but support all the big artists. Anyway, in summary, the statement that I was talking about was that particular one. Just because we are being vouched for does not mean that we agree or feel the same about these particular comments. And we were one of those people who are just like, you my guy, or listen to Otile Brown, or this, or that. But it's just like, I don't care. You do what you got to do. If my music is good, people will listen to it. And the truth of the matter is, yes, his music is good. But I don't completely agree with the fact that sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Because how many major artists, think about it, Sauti Soul, back in the day when they used to do that nice jazz type music, did people listen to them? No. They had to leave the country, and then people from Maju, ndo walileta hii story ya Sauti Soul back to Kenya. Think about guys like Elani, amazing, beautiful music, but what did they do? They had to conform to the ways of this industry, at least have like some hip music. Same thing with Fenagitu. Back in the day, she used to sing beautiful songs, like jazzy songs, very Afro, strong songs like Phenomenal Woman and stuff like that. But people didn't really recognize her until she started doing like somewhat mainstream music, which is not to contest the fact that yes, even her music now is amazing, but it takes a lot more than just you having good music for people to listen to you. Sometimes you need that support. Sometimes you need people to talk about it. Sometimes you need a push. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with Otile Brown. I don't know what you're talking about, but I agree with him. And you know why I agree with him? Because this is not the first country to go through that. You know what I mean? If you look at every single country, they all have these times of like, oh my gosh, is this super underrated artist and no one likes them and this person is doing well. Tiana Taylor is literally about to quit the music industry. And I'm sure there's some fans out there that are just saying, oh my God, I love her music. I love her music. Are you buying it? No. Yeah. As we're here, we're saying, play KE music, play KE music. I'm not even gonna lie. I can name on one hand, the number of Kenyan artists that I religiously listen to, and I love and enjoy their music. It's nice to be able to push that narrative out there, but if your music is good, your music is good, and that's just the end of it, you know? And honestly, sometimes it feels as if you're being forced to play KE music because it's like by force, it's by guilt, you know? Maybe I might not be into Kenyan reggae music. Maybe I'm not into gengetone. Maybe I'm not into neo soul. Maybe I'm not, you know, there's different genres in the whole Kenyan music industry, and everyone picks and chooses their genres. And I don't want to be crucified and hanged when I only like Sauti Soul, and maybe I might not like this person. Or when I like Ethic and Sauti Soul, but I don't like Otile Brown. And I feel as if that's basically what it is. There's certain artists that we like, and those that we don't like. And we don't like them because we don't like their music, not because they're Kenyan.
Yeah. Your cup of tea is not my cup of tea. That's what I will say. And that's exactly what Otile said. If you don't like his music, then don't listen to it. I love the fact that he came out and spoke, and I love the fact that he still believes in his craft and he's not willing to change it to suit other people, because that's what he loves and that's how he's able to express his own art. So yeah, I say, if you don't like Otile, you move on, listen to whoever you want to listen to. If you like him, continue supporting him and continue pushing his music.
Who would have thought the day would come when I'll be here agreeing with what Otile Brown says?
Imagine
you know,
that.
like literally that whole entire statement that he gave, I'm just like, you know what, I agree with you 100%. But do you agree with Mr. Otile Brown? Let us know. The WhatsApp number 0777-672-230, and the hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk on Twitter. Now, I want to know, do you agree with Kambua, okay? Because she is sick and tired of the social media in-laws and random people out here in the streets and different people giving her advice and comments about pregnancy. Now, we know right now she's currently pregnant again. It's a big congratulations to her because she did have a rough time trying to get pregnant. But she came out with a list all right? A list of things you're not supposed to say to a pregnant woman. And she also went on to say, you're welcome to add on to my list. So number 1, Atibado, you're still pregnant. Look, I will deliver when it's time. Stop rushing me. Another one, Kwani Kona moods. If I could slap someone for this, but Jesus, you know? Another one, Ati, hey, na umenona, I, or you're too small. So either when you're big, I umenona. When you're small, okay, you're too small. Another one that she hates, can I touch your belly? Sleep now because you'll never sleep again. Are you having a natural birth or a CS? And last but not least, gosh, so you should be ready for labor. Mine was so bad. Hiya. That's on my, you know, how bad it was and everything. You wouldn't be able to take it. It's so horrible, blah, blah, blah. And I actually agree with every single thing that she's done on this list. As someone who has not had any children whatsoever, I like to be able to learn from this and everything, because you look at another pregnant woman and there's definitely certain thoughts that pop into my head. I know how sometimes I look at someone like, whoa, is she having twins or is it just one baby? Or like, guy, you're so small and you're saying that you're 9 months pregnant. Like, those thoughts do pop up in my head. But me, I'm a regular human being where if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So you can trust and believe the craziest thoughts are going on in my head, but I'll never come up to you and say these things to your face. And that's just a rule that we should be living by. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all.
I love the fact that she's spoken up for herself as pregnant women. And yes, it's uncomfortable because it's the same knowing question consistently. But here's my thing. As a person who has not necessarily experienced the joy of motherhood, I need to know what is going on. Like, most of the times you end up knowing these things at the very last minute. Like, there are things that are so important and vital for you to know that you don't even know about. Like, for example, nobody tells you that your chest will feel like you're carrying a ton of stones on them. Like, some of these things my friends end up telling me like much later, and I'm just like, why didn't anyone tell me? You know, like, someone should have told me beforehand. There should be like and the weird things that happen to pregnant women that nobody tells you about.
I tell you where you can find that.
Yeah.
Dr. Google.
Do you know what?
Boom.
No,
Google will tell you everything you need to know.
From experience.
YouTube will tell you everything you need to know.
I want it from an experienced person. So, for example, Madame Kambua, if you could be so gracious as to tell us all the things that have happened to you that have caused you to get to this point where you're annoyed, I would love that too. Thank you.
Well, I can totally relate with Kambua because I've been pregnant 2 times. There's sometimes when you feel like people are being too intrusive, especially when they're asking your delivery method and you don't even know me like that. But then again, you've already put out your journey out there. What do you expect? People are going to come with all these comments, with all these things that they have to say. But sometimes I feel like if it's not necessary to say, then don't say it. Don't offend someone. And people are likely to get offended, especially when we're pregnant. We are easily offended by some of the comments, and especially how you ask them with so much entitlement. You know, if you're asking something and I don't feel like answering it, then I will not. But then again, people here, Kenyans, especially when you put out things online, they comment, they expect your feedback, you give a feedback that they were not expecting, and then they come back at you like, but Sinini, see, you're like this. But anyway, other than Kambua, I am also getting offended by somebody who went ahead to body shame we well endowed, okay, we who love food. And I thought that was really long. I thought.
You thought? You thought what?
You are alone.
That was so wrong. I was honestly offended. I do not understand why King Kalala, who's a content creator and still a student and a presenter in one of our local radio station, she hosts a show, she would come out online and body shame someone just because of how they look and go ahead and confidently say that fat people, fat, P-H-A-T, are careless. Yeah, that's really offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're not careless. Well, so many people, some of us are going through things. Some of us have already given birth to 2 kids. So how I gained weight, how I got here, how someone else gained their weight and how they got there might have been something really traumatic, or, you know, you don't know. So why was it even necessary to air such a comment on a
Now,
social media platform?
Yeah, basically, like now, the reason why she decided to go ahead and talk about that was because she was saying there's a double standard. Yeah, when people, when she went ahead and said, like, when people look at her, because she's clearly slender, she's very, very slim, and they said, "We unaka kama mifupa, sujui, your bones can be used to make soup. You know, you look as if like you're just there for making soup." All of these things, people just laugh and don't see it as a joke. But her, when she talks about a fat person and says that, you know, you look like a tub of fat, and then it's like, oh my gosh, body shaming. Oh my gosh, that's so wrong. That's so horrible. And when it's the same thing for a slender person, then it's not seen as something negative. And unfortunately, sue me right now, at me. I do agree with her, you know. As somebody who's been on both sides of the spectrum, don't let this face that you see right now fool you, you know, because I did grow up a little bit overweight, grew up and then became slimmer, and then right now we're just yo-yoing between the two. But it does make sense because whenever you're the ideal body weight or smaller than the ideal body weight, people think that shaming, that you shouldn't feel hurt when you hear certain things.
Yeah.
So when you're there being told that, like, you know, when you rub your legs together, you can start a fire. I'm like, you know, hey, you see how you're laughing.
That sounds wrong.
You see how you're laughing. And she even literally said some joke, and the guy started laughing. She said, but it's funny, Cindy, it's funny.
Yeah.
Let me say something about a fat person. And then now it's like, oh my God, that's so horrible. Oh my God, why can't you say that? You can't say something like that. And here's what I think. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
You shouldn't body shame on the fat side. You shouldn't body shame on the skinny side. Either side, let people be who they are. You know, it's not up to you to judge on what the ideal body weight should be for anybody. But I do agree with what you said. There's a double standard when it comes to body shaming skinny women versus bigger women.
I think, in my opinion, yeah, I get the whole fact, because honestly, even I was super skinny. Guys used to say I have chicken legs, stuff like that, and it was very offensive, obviously, back in the day. But it's because you're skinny, it doesn't feel so bad. But the problem is, you cannot. The more marginal. If I can associate something with negativity, if I can draw negativity towards a certain compliment or a certain statement, then that's when it becomes offensive. Yeah. It's the same way you can't say, no offense, you can't say a Caucasian person you can't say a black person is being racist. Because why? The negativity isn't drawn from this part of the town, it's drawn from the other side. You understand? So where it comes with an attachment of negativity is where the problem is. Yes, I understand completely that it is offensive to speak about anyone's body anyway. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
But technically speaking, I also don't feel 100% at ease with the fact that it is now trying to make the standard equal when it's a completely different story. You get? Yes, I understand that people with issues, anorexia and bulimia and all these funny diseases that come with wanting to be skinny. But you can see now, once it becomes a disease, then it's an issue. Once negativity has been put or attached to a matter, then it becomes an issue. In this particular case, I think she's just making fun of the fact that, you know, it is what it is. And it's true, yes, even skinny people do have insecurities. It's true. We all have issues. So technically speaking, just stop speaking about people's bodies. Work on what you feel like is not working for you. If you're feeling fat and you want to be skinny, do that. If you're feeling skinny and you want to be fat, eat. I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, speaking about people who are always putting their business and putting other people's business and combining it and trying to make it our business, we've got Miss Betty Bio. And at me this time, because you're always coming at us when you talk about this woman, and she's always trying to have people talk about her. Anyway, so Betty Bio in this particular case is talking about happy women and who a happy woman is to her, or by her definition. And she says, the happiest women today are not women who are married. They're not women who are single. They're not women with stable careers or incomes. The happiest women are women who have made the choice to love themselves wholly and truly, and women who choose to leave the past behind and work on self-esteem and put a higher price tag to their self-esteem. Great. She continues on to say that they are happy not because they need. They're happy because they don't need validation from anyone. They are happy because they know they know that they don't need to throw shades to anyone for them to shine. They are happy because they choose to be queens and not doormats. Great. Love it. Positive vibes. but why is she always yo-yoing between one thing and another? It's just like every time I listen to Betty Bayo, she has a different message she's preaching. This time, I love it. I am for it. Yes, women, we need to just become positive in ourselves. We need to be able to draw positivity from deep, deep inside. And there's no way if my well is empty, you're going to be able to get anything out of me. If I have no love, if I have no patience, if I have no self-esteem, you will never get these things from me. I will never speak of anything positive about anyone else. Why? Because it's just not within me to tell you this particular thing. If I'm not happy, I'm not going to come here and make you guys laugh. Why? Because I'm just not happy.
Yeah.
And you see, other people who are happy will then give me some happiness or some joy, and then I'll end up just... Anyway, the point is, it's a ripple effect. It starts with one tiny drop, and then it just ripples and ripples and ripples and becomes something beautiful. And I love this message of positivity. And yes, as women, even men, honestly, let's just get to that point where we're happy with ourselves, and we don't need to throw shade at other people, or we don't need to make other people feel bad for us to feel great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that what happens with Betty Bayo, she has the Robert Burale syndrome of you will be good and make sense for the majority of the time. Yeah? 80% of the time you say some things that make sense. Or could I even say 80? Let's say 60. 60 to 70% of the time you make sense. And then there's like a 30, 40% where you shock us. And then I'm just left to wonder, the part that makes sense, is that really you? And that's what happens with her over here. This thing about being positive, being a woman that only your happiness comes from within. Hallelujah. You don't need no man. You don't need no whatever. You don't need anybody. That's great. That's all amazing. But then she's the same person who said such crazy things back before. So you're just like, is this what you really believe? These two points are contradicting each other. Okay, let's just deal with what you said right now. So yeah, sure, let's all be happy and find our happiness from within. All right, cool. I mean, yeah, it's like she stole a quote from an inspirational book, but like, you know what? I agree with it 100%.
Well, I totally feel like Betty Bayo tends to express herself depending on the season that she's in life. So I feel like she's a normal human being, because I also get those moments on social media where this time I'm standing for this, well, basically around the same percentage. And I'm speaking so much sense, and then it goes to, I get into a season where I feel like, you know, how I'm expressing myself because of my emotional stability is a little bit
so questionable.
You and Betty Bayo,
same WhatsApp group.
Well, not just we, normal human beings get a lot of that.
But and you don't have to put it out all the time.
Well, just because I'm not Betty Bayo, that's how people don't get to know, because I'm not Betty Bayo. But because it's Betty Bayo, we get to see and we get to scrutinize whatever it is that she does. But this particular message, I totally agree with it. I love what she said. Love yourself, reclaim your own independence, take care of yourself. So that's all, you don't go projecting those weird things on others. That's not good. Yeah, so I do love what she said. It's a very good statement.
If you also loved what she said, the WhatsApp number 0777-674-230 is there. Let us know your thoughts. But right about now, it's about that time for Peaks of the Week.
We're on top. Hey.
That time on Thursday where we go ahead and congratulate the big winners who have been winning and doing their thing this whole entire week. And right now we're talking about Aziad, Njugush, King Kaka, and these are the celebrities who were found as the most influential Kenyans, the top 100 most influential Kenyans. And the person who I'm most proud of on that list is Miss Aziad. She made it onto that list. You know, Njugush, yeah, King Kaka, okay.
Yeah.
They've all been doing their thing, but girl, Aziad, you literally just popped onto the scene this year and already a part of the list for the most top 100 most influential Kenyans. Kudos.
Pretty dope. I am proud of her for everything that she does, and she works really hard. I was just saying that, and she said I was throwing shade. She works very hard behind the scenes. Like she tries as much as she can to put her name out there. So I appreciate it when people put their name out there, but they're putting their name out there and they have content to back it up. You know, you're not just trying to push a name and chase clout, and then there's nothing you have to show for it. So good for you.
Yeah.
We've got Larry Madowo as well, and Burna Boy, who also made it in the top 100 most influential Africans. Burna Boy, I mean, goes without saying, that guy has done the most. His music is purely what he describes it as. He is an African giant. Larry Madowo, it felt so good for me to see him on BBC, talking to people, interviewing people, asking them what they're feeling about the elections. I was just like, Larry Larry, look, it's him. It was so exciting for me. So it's very, very awesome that he's still getting this recognition and he's pushing himself. And you know, in as much as his accent has changed, it's all good. It's all we love him still.
I am so proud of Larry Madoa myself. So keep on doing that. Also, we have Sauti Soul, Ethic, and Calligraph Jones, among other artists who are tagged in the MTV Awards. I feel so good that we have Gengeton represented.
Epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
Yeah, I'm
keep
so
on doing
excited.
the good job, guys.
Especially for my husband.
Do you know
Keep
what?
doing your thing.
That's your husband?
That's my husband.
Something really cool happened yesterday when on the interview with Ketchup. He said that he had some music that he's drawn from Gengeton aspects. Do you understand that it is now such a big thing that people are actually borrowing the beats and borrowing how that works and trying to incorporate it in the music, and these are international artists. That is a big thing.
Definitely.
It's a really big thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's about that time for me to let you have a little second and have a little sip of tea.
Social media.
Social media?
Yeah.
All right. You don't want us to go yet.
The feedback over here.
It's all right. Yes, you've been sending a lot of love on 0777672230. And of course, we are going to shout you out because you are awesome like that. I see someone saying hashtag Let's Talk Wednesday. I missed you, Ayuma and Kathomi. Hope that you have, hope today's show is going to be lit as always. Yes, clearly you can tell it's been lit. We've got Joanne saying, you're looking awesome. Na Kathomi niambie siri behind your beautiful hair. Ni follow kwenye mtandao. Jina ni Kathomi. And I will tell you all my secrets. Anyway, we've got Mama Stacy from Kabete. So much love for you. She's saying, hey, love ladies, loving Kathomi's hairstyle. God damn, thank you. Thank you very much.
We also have over here saying, Kathomi's hairstyle is emulated from Donald Trump.
Wow.
Ama nataka kuvai for Nairobi governor. But then you know the seat is vacant right now. The seat is vacant right now.
I don't
And then we also have Chris from Sawala saying, I don't like Otile Brown. And you know what? That is your opinion, and your opinion is valid. But right now we're about to go on a short commercial break.
Yes, it's time for you to go and refill your water cups. Kama ni chai ulikuwa unakunywa, enda ukajazilie, uongezee kashukari. But when we come back, you know it's about that time for Talk That Talk, where we get really, really serious about some fun things. And today's topic I am just so excited about because inaniwasha tu, inaniwasha. So let's have a little break and come back for Talk That Talk.
Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. We're on. Hey, ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. We're on. Hey.
Welcome back to the show. You're still watching Let's Talk. Go ahead and interact with us on our social media, especially over there on YouTube. If you've missed out on the first half of the show, or you missed out on yesterday's episode, like how I saw one of you has gone ahead and done so, you can go ahead and catch us on YouTube at Ebru TV Kenya. But right about now, it's about that time for us to talk about relationships, to talk about love, and to talk about red flags. Because I refuse us to get into 2021 still dealing with the same issues. Right about now, it's time for Talk That Talk.
We're on top. Hey.
All right, so we're talking about red flags, and specifically, why do we ignore red flags? We've already talked about how to spot red flags, and I think at this point, we all know when we're being played, yeah? We know when you're being played, but you just happily sit there and you decide that, you know what, I decide to be a clown, let me go ahead and put my clown makeup on because it seems like I'm happy in this situation. So I want to know from you ladies, what are those situations that you can look back on and say, this was a red flag that I clearly ignored?
Mine for sure, was the fact that, oh yeah, I don't have WhatsApp, I can only email.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you want to send me pictures, send them on email. If you want to send me anything, anything imagey, you have to, like memes even, you have to go through email. So I feel like that was definitely a red flag.
And this was a relationship for how long?
Many years. Many years.
So clearly we ignored that red flag.
Me, the one I feel like I always ignore up to date is me. I'm not good with communication. You see those when you send them WhatsApp and then they just read your blue ticks and then they don't reply. They're like, me, I'm not good with texting. I don't communicate so well. My phone is always silent. I can't. I'll see you try calling me, but I'll call you. He'll call back like a day, tomorrow, a few hours later. I'm not so good with communication. I feel like that's a red flag I've always ignored. Because someone who really wants to be with you will actually stay in touch and will communicate as often as you know, they're needed to.
It's true. Once upon a time, not long ago, there was a girl called Yuma Kaguli, and she decided that she was going to date somebody. And every single time that they went out on dates, she never got to go to his house. So you would always be there going to different places, which I should not state on which these places were. But I never saw his house for like 3 months. And then I took him to my graduation, and then he met my family, and then he ghosted me.
What?
So it was in my mind, why was I taking someone who have not even gone to his house to go and meet my family for graduation?
Yeah.
You know, why? And when the excuse was that he's looking for a home. We even went house hunting together at some point. And I'm so sure at this point, when I think about it, he probably had a home with a wife and kids over there.
Probably,
and
yeah.
me, I was the dumb one over there just following around and really thinking that we had a relationship.
Wow, that is crazy.
But like when we look at it, because we all have those stories, if you have a story right now, by the way, don't let me be a clown by myself and embarrass myself by myself, huh? Go ahead and let us know your stories, 0777-672-230 or the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk over there on Twitter. I want to know, what are those red flags you have clearly ignored? And tell us in great detail. But the reason why we ignore such red flags, number one, is infatuation. And that one I can say 100%. Yeah. This guy, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's an interpreter. He works for various NGOs. I was in love with the image of him versus him. And what he was giving me was nothing. Like literally giving me such small little snippets of what a relationship is. But me, I was just infatuated with the whole image of him and what I thought he could be and what I thought we could be together, that I was willing to ignore all the other red flags.
Absolutely. And the fact that sometimes you start to think about the person and then they're always teaching you, they're always talking about how idealistic they are. So it doesn't feel necessary for you to follow through on some things. You know, I'm always busy. I've got 7,000 jobs. I don't have time to start checking my WhatsApp. I will only reply to messages and da 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 da. And technically, you're just looking at them like, okay, don't you have like friends and family who want to hit you up? Are you trying to tell me that everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody. And that was the time when like WhatsApp messaging and WhatsApp video calls for work were like important. Guys used to teleconference on WhatsApp. Yay, technically speaking. But I was so in love with the fact that he was such a busy guy. You know, he's so idealistic. He has a life outside of this, and so basically he doesn't have social media. Lies.
Well, my fear of feeling like I am nagging someone is what actually makes me just be a little bit understanding of, oh, it's okay, maybe he's too busy to be on the phone, or maybe I am a bit too nagging, or maybe I am communicating a little bit too much. But now as I grow older, the more I learn that, you know, if someone actually wants to make time for you, they will make time for you. If they really actually do want to do that. So I no longer ignore the fact that you are really bad at communication. If you're bad at communication, for me, that feels like a really huge red flag.
Yeah, definitely. Another reason why we're so quick to ignore red flags is we move too quickly. All right? You've met the man for 3 days. You're already thinking about what dress you're going to wear for your wedding. All right? You have gone from knowing each other's stage to dating to boyfriend to husband in such a short amount of time that you're so quick to ignore the red flags because you are moving on way too quick.
Honest. I'm one of those people who immediately I meet you and I like you. I officially just want to be with you and I want to cohabitate and I want to just like nest. I want to have like a small nest in your life and never go away. And that's an amazing thing if you're with the right person. But oftentimes, if you're doing it for everyone, yeah, it becomes like you're moving too quickly, and it's not very comfortable for some people. And some people will be okay with it simply because it's convenient at that time. But once it stops being convenient, then now you're baggage and you're ghosted. Yeah, it's not
Because
fun.
now you're shocking him. He's like, wait a minute, I don't even know you.
I'm sorry.
We've been together for how many dates?
One weekend, and
you
now
come with your whole backpack, a suitcase home to my house
moved in.
for what?
Yeah.
Baby, can I have a drawer? But this is the second time I've seen you.
Now I'm giving money for food.
Yeah.
I have a friend who sadly was one of those situations, yeah? So he brought in a girl for the weekend, like a slumber party, you know what it is. And she stayed over, but then the rest of the week she never left. She didn't go home. So he's like, are you don't your friends and family miss you? They're like, no, my mom is fine. I've already spoken to her and told her I'm out of friends. And now he's gotten to that point where he's leaving her money for food, like for breakfast, lunch. What are we cooking for dinner? Because she's gonna be there for dinner. Next thing you know, she's even bringing her friends over to now come visit. Now his friends are being restricted from coming. Do you know what? Yeah, too fast. And that was one weekend, you guys. one weekend.
But isn't it a normal woman thing to just move on, or rather get too attached too fast? For me, I feel like it's kind of a natural thing for we women, especially like, you know, I don't know, I feel like we're quite emotional, and if at all we can hold down a really good conversation, I'm feeling your vibe, you're feeling mine, I'll start overdoing some things that I should not, especially because of the kidogo period we've known each other. But it feels kind of okay-ish, depending on who the person is and how our vibe has actually gone. But yes, as Ayuma said, that is one of the ways that we
can
ignore
ignore
red
red
flags. Yeah, because I won't really see them.
Yep. Another way that we ignore red flags is we're stuck in wishful thinking, aka I see his potential. I can just see his potential. Yes, he's living in his mom's house and only plays video games all day and doesn't have a job and doesn't care about looking for a job. But when he speaks to me, he says he wants to be a doctor. And I can see the dream of him being a doctor, regardless of the fact that he's not going to school. But I see that dream and I see that potential, and that's why I'm gonna ignore him being a bum. We sit there and have these wishful thinking and have these images of grandeur of how we think this man is supposed to be or this woman is supposed to be. That the image and the wishful thinking stops us from facing reality.
Honest to every single God that exists. The amount of times you've seen someone and you're like, no, they're just rough around the edges, but we can fix them. Hey! Wishing the fixer-upper. You're thinking every single man that comes into your life, you're the
Now
one who's
become a
supposed to,
fool.
to dust them up and clean them up, and you're like, okay, now you're good to go, present you to the world. No, 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 no. This wishful thinking situation is very, very serious, by the way, because a lot of us even get to the point where you're just like, you're so in love with his potential that now he's taking advantage of the fact that, yeah, you're always going to see where he's going, and you're never really clearly seeing where you are now. You know, baby, don't worry, I'll pay for this one, I'll pay for the next one. Baby, I'm sorry, but I can't take care of my rent. Would you please take care of it? Because you know what? I'm out here. There's a deal coming. Kuna deal inakuja. Kwanza hawa.
You're speaking
Kuna
to
deal
me. You're speaking to
inakuja.
former
Baby,
me so
there's
bad.
a deal coming. Yeah, there's some money coming in the end of the month. You will keep waiting for that money. You will never see it. You will keep paying rent. You will keep feeding men's and women's. And to the end of the day, you've got nothing. He will never do anything. They're just people who are always fixing themselves but never really doing anything.
Yeah. I feel like I struggle with that terrible habit where I see so much good in people, and I strongly believe that, you know, you should give them a chance. Maybe now they've grown, maybe now they're better. I know, I can see how you're all looking at me. But I really struggle with that. But that does not mean that I have the mentality where I am about to change a whole man. I don't go with that mentality, but I go with the kidogo. I give a kidogo percentage, the benefit of the doubt, that you might actually have some really good personality and you might have some potential to become the person that you strongly believe you are. Oh yeah, and that is a proper
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
wishful
But
thinking.
you know
I know
what?
it's a proper example, but
You, I hope we're preaching to you right now.
I am really
Wow.
worried.
I'm preaching to you right now. But okay, here's a pen. Okay, write them down.
I am taking
Take
notes.
some notes. If you're
Number
also
two.
like
In the ghetto.
If you're also like Washeka over here writing notes, make sure you go ahead and interact with us on our WhatsApp number 07776722230. What are some of those red flags that you're ignoring? As we're here going down the list and the reasons why you ignore them, can you relate with some of these reasons? Another one is we don't like to admit when we're wrong. When you have literally been with this person, your whole family said he's not going to work for you. Everyone is like, he's not a good person. He's a cheater. He's a liar. He's whatever. And then now when he goes, or he or she goes and proves everybody right, you don't want to, your pride won't let you admit the wrong. And you literally sit there in an toxic environment, in a toxic relationship, because of not wanting to admit that you were wrong, not wanting to admit that you put on your clown suit happily over there, but now you've been proved wrong, basically.
Child, and many times we do this because our pride, it can just make you cloud so much judgment. I will give an example of the President of the United States, who I have now been compared to, Mr. Trump. They all saw it coming. They're like, like, this guy is a crazy person. But because, you know what, maybe there is an element of something, some goodness in him, they still voted. What happened 4 years later? He's refusing to leave. And now some people are still trying to struggle and keep him in.
Yeah.
But the point is, this happens with many relationships, you know. Sometimes it's even your friend, and honestly, even with your friends. Yes, your partners specifically, because this is about us helping you with your partners. And we just are too proud to let go. So, my friend, if you see it coming, it's this way. Ndio hii lori inakuja kukumaliza. You go, leave, duck, washeke. Can you tell me? You, my fellow friend, can you hear me? Are you listening to Ayuma's advice?
Hey, me now, when it comes to admitting if I'm wrong or not, that I do very well. I completely own my mistakes. I own my shortcomings. I own that I made the mistake. I own the fact that I didn't listen to you, who was telling me he's not good, he's a cheater, he's all that. So that part, I think I'm doing pretty good. I own up to my own mistakes, and from everything that I've learned, especially in the previous experiences that I've had, do not make excuses for a man.
Yeah.
As much as you see so much good in him, don't make excuses for his
Or
behavior.
a woman.
Yeah,
Or a woman. Yeah, don't make
as
excuses.
we're here giving these examples, just know that we're giving these examples from our point of view. But we're not saying that men are the ones who are always doing these things. It's just because, you know, we're having relationships with men, I would hope.
Yes.
Okay, I would hope on this. Now, another red flag, another reason why we choose to ignore red flags is because we don't trust ourselves. And I won't even say trust, we don't trust/know ourselves. So when you have that feeling in your gut saying, this doesn't feel right, you know, when he's there saying, oh my gosh, I can't pay rent, I'm going to be able, but I got you, baby, I got you. A part of you is just like,
how?
But Ayuma just decides, you know what, baby, I trust you. When he's there saying, I'm going to start this new business and we're going to need an initial 300,000 shillings. What? And you're there trying to help him raise that money and it just disappears. And your part of you in the back of your mind is saying, girl, what are you doing? But you do not trust yourself and you help him raise said money. You know, there's these situations where you literally don't trust or know yourself. And if you're in that situation, you literally need to take a pause, leave that relationship, but also find time to get to know yourself and trust yourself so that when you're sensing that something is wrong, even if you don't have proof, just that you sensing it is enough for you to be able to leave the situation.
Honestly, me, I've given school fees. What? Pesa mingi. Yeah? 6 digits, 6 figures. You're just like, guy, me, I gave you my money like this. And then you ran away with my money. You know what? Yeah, we've all been clowns, to be honest. But it is very, very important for you to know yourself and to understand what kind of a person you are, first of all. If you realize that you're a very generous person, don't expose yourself to situations where your generosity will be taken advantage of, you know?
Yeah.
And even the fact that knowing some things about you will enable you to get to a point where you're not necessarily waiting for the other person to tell you what you want, where you're going and stuff like that. It is honestly the most important thing, first of all, to ask yourself, what are my interests? That question, before you start looking for a man, before you start looking for a woman, before you start looking to date, ask yourself this question, what are my hobbies? If you can't answer that question, child, you don't know yourself enough to start looking for other people.
Yeah.
What are my interests? What makes me angry? What makes me happy? Stuff like that. If you cannot answer those questions, if you can't at least name 3 things out of 5 of all those categories of questions, you really, really don't know yourself enough to be able to accommodate another person, because you'll end up focusing on what they're doing and their life, and then you miss out on all the fun of knowing yourself and how awesome you are. And trust me, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, after all the dust I've been shown in this Nairobi, there is no way I am about to ignore my gut feeling. If my that gut instinct tells me, no, don't do this, then I actually don't do it. So there, I'm not actually struggling, but I've actually not really given money to anyone. I've not done some of this really
You are so there. You're smart. Two of us have paid
money
rent
because of your budget.
Yeah, because of my budgets, me have not. And then we're still working towards super major financial stability. So where is this money that I am even giving? That much, you know.
School fees.
So I've not really given money, but I've given other things, like, you know. But my gut feeling is always right. That one I know for sure. It's always right, no matter how far it is.
Yeah.
It's always right.
Yeah, and last but not least, the reason why why we ignore red flags is because we minimize the importance of certain red flags. We decide that some red flags are not important. Some of them are minor. Oh, okay, Sawa, you know, every once in a while I see that, like, you know, when I come home from the shop and I put the change over there and it disappears, okay, he only stole 30 bob. It's not that big of a deal. Until that 30 bob comes into 3,000, until 30,000, 300,000, you're just like, wow, I'm dating a full-blown thief, okay? But you think that because it's such a small amount of money, it's okay. There's this situation where we literally minimize every single red flag, or certain red flags don't seem as important as others, when really a red flag is a red flag, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
True. I think in summary, my very, very honest opinion is just like, own up to it. Be honest with how you're feeling, because as Ayuma and Washeke have clearly said, your gut will never lead you astray, and you will always feel it, like, deep within your system. Kuna kitu nakwambia, yo, you're about to mess up. Ama, it's usually like a quiet voice. When you shut it down, unfortunately, you start stifling it. And then the more you shut it down, the more it now disappears. Now you're just living your life based on what other people are telling you or other people's instincts, and that's a bad thing. So always try and strengthen your gut and be brave enough to listen to it and run away from horrible situations.
Yeah, learn how to listen to your intuitions, to your instincts. Well, I've had situations, there's this particular red flag that I didn't mention. The one for these guys who don't like being, you know, when you're taking the selfies, you're out, they don't like their lives in public and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're trying to take
You
a
know?
picture of him and it's just the base,
Exactly.
the side of his head. You and the side of his head are out on a date.
Yeah, so if you have one of those, or you're going through such stuff, and it's someone that you really like, you either communicate about it. I feel the need that also sometimes you communicate and see if you'll get something that makes sense out of the person. You know?
Yeah.
And if it does, then good. If it doesn't, then you're like, this one is a red flag and there's something that is actually hiding. Yeah. And then now it's that time of the game where we normally have some fun kidogo after this major conversations. So, woohoo! Game time.
We're on top. Hey.
So as you can see, I have my headphones on. So, right here. So the game that we're doing is called the Whisper Challenge.
Yeah.
So we're going to play different kinds of music.
Basically, like, you're going to play a song on your phone,
Yeah.
So as I'm talking right now, you Ebru, search for a phone for us to play.
So
you're going to play a song, and you're going to put it as loud as possible. On each piece of paper, there's different words. So I'm going to whisper the word to you, and you're going to have to try to guess what it is that I'm saying, because you have your earphones on.
Okay.
So, like, I hope you can read lips.
Okay.
Do you have a song on?
A minute.
And make sure it's, like, loud. I don't want to hear, I should hear boosh, 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 you know. It's loud?
It's not loud enough.
Yep.
Hi.
Okay, wait. I can hear you.
Yeah.
What's up?
You good? Can you hear me
Are
right now?
you okay?
Game time. Game time? Okay, she can't hear me. All right. And we have to whisper.
All right.
Girl. Okay. Concurrence. What? Concurrence. What?
Cool.
So that word was concurrence, like Shore Leave and hey, that one.
I
Okay.
concur.
Yeah. So ready? Assignments.
Theater.
Ready? Assignments. All right, let's move on. I'll let you know. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Inventive.
Invest.
Inventive.
Relationship.
Girl. Next. Fingerprint.
Faithful.
Fingerprint.
Fearful.
Boy. Last but not least. Unison.
Oh, those ones are tough.
Unison.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
So now you can remove your earphones. Remove. So out of a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got 0. The first one, concurrence, then
How
assignment.
am I even supposed to
I
figure
know.
out
Then
that one?
inventive, finger fruit, and then unison.
What?
Child.
Finger
And each
fruit.
one you just get to whisper twice.
I get to whisper twice.
Yeah, so
What?
whisper to me twice.
Oh, wow.
Girl, producer, don't try to talk to me.
Shoot. Then
Okay.
okay. We have to switch then, because I've looked through all of mine.
Okay.
Did you look through yours?
No.
Okay.
See, I'm the one who read those to her. Okay.
What did we actually? Okay.
Earthquake. Shopping center.
You can only say it twice.
Social media.
Temperature.
Ooh.
Chocolate.
Dictionary.
Brown.
Pronounce.
What was the last one?
Pronounce.
Oh, pronounce. So only got what, 2?
Yeah.
You ready, girl?
All right. Let's see. Oh, this is loud.
Yeah, and you hold it. Okay.
Invested. Invented.
Okay. Guy.
Theatrical.
Hey. Okay.
Manifest. Bank first.
Nope.
Amplified. Song lyricist.
The last one was solidarity.
Oh, wow.
Mine was the hardest.
So you only got emphasize and amplify. So you
Wow.
got
Yeah,
Wow.
at least.
Yeah, at least she got
But
two.
you guys had the easiest ones.
What were the others actually?
theatrical,
Uh-huh.
magnify, amplify, solidarity.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was even trying to say it like, the Kenyan way, so people don't say it, it's my accent.
Theatrical.
Yeah, so I was like, solidarity. Hope you enjoyed watching us play the game. It's basically a tie between me and Miss Katomi. But I see the feedback over here on our WhatsApp number. Continue sending it in. We have over here someone saying, hey, ladies, nowadays I am so humble. The red flags I ignored sometimes make me feel like I want to slap my face so hard. Ati, he would tell me every Friday, they have dinner as workmates in town. I doubted because he would just go for a whole weekend and I would be ignored. Stupid me, after like a year, I followed him to Kisiri only to meet with my co-wife and imagine I was already pregnant. Girl.
Wow, that is crazy.
Hey.
Oh, that one is too much.
Ignoring red flags. man.
Honestly, but there's still a lot of love for the things that we've been talking about previously in the show. We've got Iman James from Mombasa. What's up? We love you all the days you're tuned in. He's saying the tea today is so hot. And Nikondania's show, Kadita Mati. We've got Riku from Riru and Sama. I agree with Otile Brown. If your music is good, people will listen to it. Plus, everyone has their own preference. Betty Bayo ain't lying. You can't give what you don't have yourself, which is true. The problem is she's just always everywhere. Anyway, we've got someone else saying, hey, we've missed you too, by the way. And then they said King Kalala is overrated in this industry at this point. She does something just for publicity. She should know that young people are out here looking up to her. Social media, ikimlemea, you left to kama Jaden instead of talking badly because another person talked badly about her body. Yeah, there's a lot of love-hate relationships for people in Kalala. A lot of people are saying Tile Brown is surely true when it comes to that particular comment. Yes, keep the love coming, keep the comments coming, particularly about the red flags especially.
Yeah.
We need to see what your red flags are. What have you succumbed to? Junajwa, saa zingine we're just like all clowns. We all have done some crazy things. So on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk on Twitter, make sure you actually send us that particular message or that confirmation about red flags. And did any of these actually help you? Don't forget, this is still going to be up on YouTube. So on the comment section, please raid us with all your ideas, all the comments, all the feedback, because we love to see it.
Definitely, but it's about that time where we gotta say goodbye. I hope you have learned from our stories. We weren't just over here embarrassing ourselves for no reason. At least you can learn, and it was a teachable moment. Don't be sending no hundreds of thousands to no man or woman. Just because me I have a pretty face, don't go and give me all your money. Sawa, boy child. Continue to thrive and be better in your relationships. Continue to grow, and that's the reason why I love Talk That Talk so much. Make sure you continue to follow us on our social media, Ebru TV Kenya, everywhere except for Facebook, which is Ebru TV KE. But for now, it's your girl Ayuma Kaguli, simply Ayuma, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
So much love for you because you're always with us the whole time. Specifically, we've got Mama Stacy, Iman. These are people we see all the time, and we love you so much for being here. You know what? I will keep talking if someone doesn't stop me, so let me go and talk to the other people in my life, because at this point in time, it's time for me to go. Anyway, follow me on social media at Kathomi everywhere. Love you. Love and light from me.
Trust your gut feeling, work on heightening your discernment levels, and also guard your heart. Do not just ignore red flags, and take your time to know people. You know, it was a really lovely show. I hope you're still taking care of yourself and putting on your masks every time. Have a lovely night. Washike kama on all social media handles.
And don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, Ebru Let's Talk _official. That's where we get a little bit more in with you, and you're able to find out more information about us. Things are going down over there on Instagram, so go ahead and follow us. But for now, I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.